Hello everyone. So today I wanted to show extension for Chrome I've been developing. So I love local AI, like having AI on your AI or LLMs on your computer, and all the data is local and everything. And recently I learned about Copilot in Edge. Basically, it's a Copilot mode, a new mode that you can chat and then you can also ask it to do stuff, and it does that. So basically, you can ask it like make a booking for me on this date, and then it goes there in front of you and it does the booking. So, like I wanted to replicate something like that, but in Chrome, and wanted to use local AI models for that purpose. So, this is my extension that I built out. There are two versions, version 1 and 2. So, version 1 is the older version that I have been developing. In that, it just answers questions based on your website. So, basically, you can ask it any question with and it will answer you with the context of your what you're seeing. So basically, that was the older version, and there is a newer version that I've been developing, which allows you to take agentic actions. Agentic actions are, in a sense, basically tool calls, like open a new page with youtube.com, go to a particular website, in a like go to one specific thing and select that. Like anything that involves actions like user scan, that it can be replicated by agents, and that's something that what I wanted to create. Now again, this is not a complete agent yet. Like a fully fleshed agent would be something which would take input from you, go and try doing it. If it failed, it would come back to you, and like it would be a iterative process, and it could relearn. But what I have created is a one-shot process currently, which is the V2, where it creates a plan based on your input. And there are two LLMs that I'm using. One is the image model and reasoning model, the Quen 3 VL, and that is one that takes your input and creates a plan on top of it. Like if you say, I want to open YouTube on a particular page in a new tab and then do this. So it creates plans step by step, which are atomic, each step taking one tool call or one action. Like opening a new tab is one action, and then selecting something is another action. So it breaks that down into multiple steps. And then I have another LLM, which I'm using Ollama 3.1, which is much faster. The reasoning model takes time because it's thinking, but the executor model, the second model, is much faster because it's just doing whatever it is given and there is no thinking involved. So that takes that and then converts it into JSON, which I can use to call the tools that I've created. So you can take a look at my repository, and in the architecture, you can look at all the tools I have created. Yeah, click, type, select, press key, and so on. So, and I also have a accessibility tree system where I create a JSON in which I have IDs for multiple interactable items. So, if I wanted to interact with this page, then all the buttons and links would be interactable for me. So, I create a list of them and give it to the LM instead of giving the entire page, which is much heavier and takes a lot more time. And the local AI, for local AI, you need a maximum amount of uh, like the less number of context that you less number of tokens that you use, the faster it is. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And you guys can take a look at the repo. I'll just show you the demo now. So I have it loaded up. Basically, I have it in a repository, and I have gone to Chrome extensions and added it as an unpacked one. Later, I can pack it and push it. So this is my extension. So you can call it using just clicking on the extension, and a sidebar would get opened up. So what can you? So let's first try. Yeah, I also need Ollama up and running, so I can start this bad script that I created, which will open up the Ollama. And once that is on, then I can ask it questions. So what is on my screen? This is, mind you that this is not a agentic action. If it was an agentic action, it would create a plan, but it's not an agentic action. So it will just like give you what is on your screen. And I have it takes a bit of time because this is running locally on my GPU, and you can see that the video is also starting to freeze up because my GPU usage has risen. I'll just show you my usage. Yeah, and it was almost 100%. And yeah, it tells me like the current screen is Google homepage with this, and it does not give me any plan. Now, if I say open YouTube in another tab and search for, and if I press enter, now it will create a plan because here I'm asking it to do something that is not just a question, it's something that it needs to take action on. So let's see what it does. And you can see that the video has stopped freezing because the GPU usage drops. Once the model has been loaded onto the GPU, it does not need that much usage for calling it, but the initial loading phase takes time. So that's why it was my video was a bit choppy at that time, and now it is normal. This reasoning can be hidden. Basically, I this is just for my debugging that I've enabled it in the production version. Yeah, and coming to the production version, in the next version that I plan to do, I want it to be a pure agent like GitHub Copilot, where you give it something. If it has any clarification, it will again ask back to you. You can answer it like a completely interactive bot. Here, it's just questions. You can approve the plan or reject it. If you reject it, it will ask you what could I do better, and then you can tell it you can do this and to do it. But this plan looks good for now, so I'm just going to approve. Again, my video might be a bit choppy because my second LLM will get loaded onto GPU. Yeah, and the first it starts going step by step. Yeah, the third one takes time because it's interacting with things. And there you go. Now it has done with my task. Now at the end, it will start verifying if the one that I've asked it to do is done or not based on the screenshot. This is a bit iffy because I just recently added this, but let's see how it does. Yeah, again, this is calling the reasoning model, so the thinking would be displayed. And yeah, it is saying that it has completed the task. Now open the first video by, yeah, let's see if it can do that. I have not tested it that extensively. Let's see. The reason for this thinking is that it's for the robustness. Basically, it follows the plan to the T. You can see that the executor can be a bit tough to control. So yeah, and you can also like close the execution plan anytime if you want to see it in detail or not. Just I can try this. Yeah, this is what I was saying. Interactive tree where each button or link or whatever is given as a JSON to the model. This is it is the entire page schema, and you can see that it has opened the page. I'll just skip the ad. Yeah, let's see if it deems it as a success. It can be a bit problematic here because I'm not sure if it will always succeed because it's prompt engineering at the end of the day. LLM can be wrong. Yeah, my video is again lagging a bit. Yeah, it took the screenshot at the time that the ad was there. So it's thinking that it did not complete the task, even though it is completed. But yeah, sure, then uh, you can as well reset the conversation at any time. Yeah, and then you are starting from a blank slate. It does not have the previous context. Now again, let's try another prompt. So I have this ChromePilot open, and I can just I'll just open DuckDuckGo, the search. So let's see, search for local LLM, and here, let's see, because the one of the biggest problems here in the current version, let the LLM load, so my video is less choppy. Yeah. So one of the big problems here are that I can't just directly tell it search the for the local LM here and then get me the top 10 links. I can't do that because you can either have a plan link or a non-plan link, which is a normal question. So I have to first ask it search for local LM here. So it will do that action and then only I'll be able to retrieve the things. This should be fixed in the V3 where it's a completely interactive agent where until and unless it satisfies the user condition, it keeps iterating. After a particular like 25 prompt limit, it stops prompting, just like Copilot, until unless you want it to keep going. Yeah, so the plan has been generated. So let's try it out. Yeah, so basically it has searched that. Now let me try after this. Get me the top 10 links on this page. Let's see if it can do that. Yeah, yes, it is mistaking it for a plan-based thing, and it should not. Uh, but yeah, I in V3 these features should be ironed out. Basically, completely iterative LLM. Here we have a fixed pattern. That's why we are getting these issues. Yeah, it generated a plan, so we can reject this, and yeah, it asks you back. So don't generate a plan and steps. Just give me the top 10 results. Yeah, it does not have access to 10 links here. So maybe it will just give whatever it has access to. This is one of the other limitation that it can only see whatever you can see on the screen. It does not have access to the entire HTML part because that would be too heavy on a local LLM. So yeah, that's a unfortunate reality that uh, a local part can only do this much. So let's see if it still generates a plan. You never know with these LLMs. Yeah, it thought about this a long time and it gave an error. So yeah, this has a lot of polishing to do. Uh, with V3 maybe because this one is still in development. Basically, it can do actions for you, and but it can't now try do the first version, which is like answer questions for you. So, but if you just straight up ask it questions, who is Sachin Gankar? So maybe it can just answer that, but I'm still not sure. So like we'll keep developing this. Maybe yeah, it started generating a plan. So it's now biased towards the plan part. I'll have to like basically make it impartial or create a LLM call which will decide if it should create a plan or it should not create a plan completely as a one prompt. And then once if we need a plan, then we'll go down that route or else not. So that could be a good splitting of it, and we'll try it out. Yeah, you guys can also try out the one that is developed. So basically, V1 has the older version and V2 has the latest version. And as I keep iterating to V3, V4, I'll keep adding it to the main and the separate branches. Yeah, sure. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your time.